We are talking with Dinesh D'Souza. His latest movie opens tonight, 1,000 screens across the fruited plain, Death of a Nation. We talked to you about the art of persuasion. This is a provocative scene, a provocative portrayal in your movie, and it is true. But as you said, it's been suppressed. It's not been taught. It's not widely known. Even today, one of the greatest tricks in modern-day America has been the Democrat Party shifting away the blame from themselves as the true segregationist and racist to the Republican Party, when, in fact, as you just mentioned, every Democrat in the South, everybody who shut a university door, turned a fire hose and the dogs on African Americans was a Democrat. They were the segregationists, and they've been able to erase that. Now, we live in an era where the left and much of the media tries to draw a connection between Donald Trump and Hitler or George W. Bush and Hitler. Now, here you come. Are you, in using this historical fact and the way you present it in your movie, are you trying to persuade? Are you trying to get people's attention? So what are you hoping people's reaction, not just the whole film, but that specific scenario you just described is?
Well, Rush, what I'm trying to do is to educate, and I'm actually trying to challenge the left and draw them into a debate, which they are scared to do. But I do it not really just by arguments. I also do it, in a sense, through investigative journalism, and I'll tell you what I mean. The left has been saying ever since the Charlottesville rally, the infamous white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, that these white supremacists, these white nationalists are right-wingers. And this is a very valuable and important argument for the left because, think about it, the Democratic Party has been the party of slavery, of segregation, of Jim Crow, of racial terrorism, of the Ku Klux Klan, of opposing the civil rights movement. So what the left gets is a get-out-of-jail-free card because they're able to say, yeah, but look at the white nationalists here right now. They're wearing Trump hats. They're right-wingers. And it is this elephant in the living room that I actually crush in the movie because I show, both in the book, the accompanying book and the movie Death of a Nation, that these white nationalists have a deep history of left-wing activism. Jason Kessler, the organizer of the Charlottesville rally, Obama activist, Occupy Wall Street guy. Now, how many Obama activists are white supremacists? Something is really fishy here, and the media knew about this. It was on the Southern Poverty Law Center website, but the media suppressed it because it was inconvenient to their narrative. They wanted to peg the white supremacist tail on the Republican elephant. In the movie, I have a riveting interview with the poster boy of white supremacy, Richard Spencer, and it becomes very, very clear in this interview that this guy is not only a left-winger, he's on the far left. I mean, I ask him, do you think all men are created equal? No. Do you think our rights come from God? No. Where do our rights come from? The state. So this is a guy who wants an all-powerful state. And then I ask him, what do you think of Reagan? Terrible president. Who are your favorite presidents? One Democrat after another, starting with Andrew Jackson. And I go, well, these are Democrats. And he goes, well, who cares about party labels? And I go, well, Andrew Jackson was the founder of the Democratic Party. So what really emerges, Rush, is when you're watching this, and I'm not coaching this guy, I'm just asking him, it becomes really clear that we are seeing a massive media, an orchestrated campaign to falsely peg the right, conservatives, Republicans, patriots, Christians, as being the bigots. Whereas in reality, these white nationalists, one after the other, they are actually anchored in the left. They're playing a theatrical role for their own media exposure, and the left is using them, and they're allowing themselves to be used. This is the biggest of all the big lies.
Well, and not just that they are the true racists and bigots, they're the true oppressors. They're the ones that want to limit people's freedom. They're the ones that want to define terms under which people can behave and cannot. It's not us. The reason your premise fascinates me is that back in the early days of this program, and I forget, I was talking to a political scientist, don't remember who, but the point is I think the graphic that we use to describe where ideologies lie in America, a straight line. You have your centrists and supposedly the independents and moderates right in the middle. And you go right, you go right, you go left, and you go left. I don't think it's a straight line. I think it's a circle. And if you go far enough left, as with Hitler, you're going to find pure socialism, which is what Hitler even called Nazism. It was National Socialism. So if you diagram it as a circle, it's much easier to demonstrate how all these ideologies do not keep going farther left and farther left and farther right. They will dovetail at some point. But I don't know how you make the point to people that don't have an open mind that liberalism is not this open-minded and tolerant and compassionate thing, and it's rather selective. It's oppressive. It is where racism is defined and practiced with impunity, and it always has been.